Which people do say that slang is just for people that are lazy.
It's going to sound really weird, but I have got absolutely no clue what Riz means.
Santa Claus is real, no cap.
Yeah, we've got these like special kind of cups and strings and things.
You got some good ear glasses, is that it?
I am very lost.
I'm Lost, the podcast.
Welcome back to the I'm Lost podcast with myself, Elliot, and Carl, also known as Eagleton and Filthy Reflection. Today, I want to actually start with a new feature. And this feature tails on from the name of the podcast, I'm Lost. And we're going to call it the I'm Lost feature. Does any of that make any sense? I have got no clue.
Well, it does, but I have to say, you've really put some thought into the feature name.
Well, yeah, no. I mean, the feature was the building blocks of the actual name. So I thought, incorporate it, a little bit of heritage there.
Nice.
Yeah. Anyway, this.
So how does this feature work? What are
this
we doing?
feature? So this feature is where I mentioned something that where either of us can mention something that we are just lost on, and I'm going to bring up. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty general. This one is, I don't know how to feel about it, but I am slightly lost by it. So I will just say, I am lost about slang words. Have you got any idea kind of how some of them work? Because there are some that are being used or have been used in recent months and years that I just think, is there a reason for them? There's no point.
There's also slang that's geographic, isn't there? Which is another confusing thing if you're going to move halfway up the country or something, and then you're kind of like, you suddenly got to learn a load of new slang.
Yeah.
Which people do say that slang is just for people that are lazy, but learn slang, it's not a lazy thing to learn, is it? Let's be honest. So,
well, there's slang and then there's abbreviations, and I'm pretty sure these are slang words.
The thing is, does pronunciation come into slang as well? Because obviously, if you're one end of the country and move to another end of the country, the same word sounds completely different, although it's exactly the same word, spelt the same, but they just say it differently, and so that's a bit weird. Not quite the same, I know, but
Right.
So you're thinking, what? Give me some examples of the slang words that you're having trouble with.
It's gonna sound really weird, but I have got absolutely no clue what Riz means. Have you heard of this?
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like, I don't feel left out by it, but I also at the same time, I don't know why, but I want to know why it's being used. It's not useful at all, but.
So if I said to you, you've had a Riz bypass, you wouldn't know what I mean.
Not a clue.
Christ, and I'm older than you.
I know. That's why I'm thinking, like, should I know this? Or should I know this? And is it going to help me? Are two separate things.
Well, I don't think so, in all honesty. It's a bit like, it's kind of like fads, isn't it? Most slang stuff that's used is just a fad, and it's sort of, I suppose a generation will have a couple of different fads of languages. I think even adults do as well. Like their vocabulary starts expanding, and once a vocabulary started to expand, then people with a vast knowledge of vocabulary will sit there and think, hang on a minute, they're sort of on my level now, so I'm gonna have to find some new words to trick people out with. And then that seems to be how that goes. I always remember when the word hence cropped up about, I don't know, 10 years ago or something, and everyone at a certain educational level, shall we say, started using this word hence. It's not a slang word, it's just like it was one of those words that started sort of trending almost. It's really weird, and I see that a lot. You'll suddenly see a word that people are using quite a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know how it starts.
I'd have no clue. I think it starts with somebody kind of abbreviating it and then finding it funny and then just kind of rolling with it, and then it just picks up.
Yeah.
And then
someone's happened to say it on a viral video, or well,
probably
anyway. Yeah. But yeah, Riz, going back to Riz is charisma, isn't it?
How am I supposed to know? I'm the one asking the question.
Charisma. Yes, it's weird. There is a lot of for that specific generation that use that word.
Oh my god, it's actually a word in the Oxford Dictionary.
Is it?
Yes.
Well, so's lol, so...
It does, yeah, so is lol. But lol is an abbreviation. I understand that one. I don't understand this one. It does actually say that it is a slang term. That sounds wrong. I don't know why. It just does. That emerged as a shortened version of charisma. You were on the right track.
Yeah.
And
cap?
Cap.
Yeah.
I have a feeling I'm going to type this in, and it's we came up with exactly what I thought. Slang. Yes. Cap. Oh dear, it's an American slang word. Sorry to those Americans. I feel
just to offend an entire country.
Yeah, accidentally. Yeah. No, I just feel like some of the words that can come out of there can be a bit. I think because it comes from the kind of social media young age Americans, which are just personally irritating for me. So,
have you not seen the? I can't remember his name now, but there's like a dad in New Zealand, and he sort of reels off all these words. Like he's got his two daughters in the background, and he'll pretend that he's on a work call, and he'll be saying, "Yeah, Riz," and "no cap," and all the words that are currently being said by his daughter's age sort of people. And they're all sat there like looking at him like cringing because he's using all these words, and then I think he's taken it one step further now and has gone and put like big billboards up on the side of buildings with like pictures of his daughters there and him, and then he puts a sentence there using all these words and just to embarrass them. I don't know if you've seen that. Probably not, I'm guessing.
I think there's a lot of different variations of that are floating around. If you wouldn't mind, would you be able to use cap in a sentence? Put you on the spot.
Santa Claus is real, no cap.
So in that, are you exaggerating or are you lying?
Yeah.
Because it means either.
Yeah.
Which is why it doesn't make much sense.
So basically, now the current generation that's coming up with this slang abbreviations or whatever, they're now coming up with ideas to make some sort of word that could mean two things. So it's kind of a bit like when you read someone's text message and you can't work out like the full context of what their thought is when they're writing the message. So you don't know if they're annoyed or happy. It's kind of like that now, isn't it? You say a word and you're like, "What? I don't know which way that means now. It's too stressful. I can't even bother to sit there and work that out."
Yeah, I think I've heard the sentence "they're capped" or something. Which does that mean that they're lying or they're exaggerating?
I don't know.
I have a feeling people just use it in sentences regardless of what it actually
Probably
is abbreviating to.
Just for a chance to say that word.
Yeah, it's just the reason why I've come up with this is when I first so I think I saw something this again where someone was using all these slang words in kind of the kind of like a big long sentence, and they're only using those to communicate. And it's like, well, it's not going to help you if everything's got a double meaning. Like, what do you like? Use actual proper words. Communicate it exactly.
Do you know how old you sound right now?
I know. That's why I'm worried. I feel like that guy who sits on his porch and just explains to younger people how it worked in the good old days.
Yeah.
Have you seen that guy?
I am with you on this, though, to be fair, a little bit, because it's kind of like...
It's not necessary.
There's certain words when you're a certain age that you should just leave alone. Like, if you're in your 20s and you're using these type of words that we're now mentioning, then you clearly think you're still 12. And you should probably grow up a little bit, to be honest. Unless you're doing it for, a laugh, that's fine.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, I don't know what you were like when you used to send texts, like when you first got a phone or whatever, but obviously when I first got a phone, I was 10, 11, and I'm talking 30 years ago. So I used to write some weird messages, like you'd never type the word YOU. Have I spelt that right? I actually had to think about
YOLO
you properly then.
Oh, you. Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I just used to use the letter U, and like I could almost write an entire sentence of words just using one letter of each word, and it was kind of like that for me when I first had a phone when I was like 10. But I mean, I wouldn't dare do that. I never did that in my 20s. I might have done a little bit, but
right.
I think the majority of the time I did it up to the point I was 20 is because you paid for like, I know, 100 text messages a month, which, 100 text messages is nothing when you think about how many messages you send now. I think we send 100 messages easily a day, some days.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows? No.
Yeah. So yeah, back then you kind of tried to save all your characters because you only got, what was it, like 240 characters per text or something?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
that kind of made sense, really. You were abbreviating absolutely everything to get your money's worth out of one text message. So that made sense, sort of.
Yes. Yeah. Because it was limited to the number of characters. I think it still is, but I think the limit is much higher now. So
yeah, and you've got unlimited text. Most people have unlimited text now, don't they? So
yeah. For sure.
But I think I can help you out here with this thing that you're lost with. I think I can 100% help you.
I'm all ears.
You are not 12, therefore, ergo, you do not have to worry about it. It's not a you problem. Just carry on with your day, ignoring these words because they're clearly not your sort of people. Because you're not 12, and you write things that you understand and know about, and you talk to people that use the same words you do, humans. And I think that will solve your problem with this.
That's bussing.
I hope that wasn't too condescending.
Totally bussing. When I
You need me to explain condescending now.
I didn't realise you said condescending, to be honest.
Oh,
It was
okay.
a little bit sus, that. Totally don't have a list.
I'm doing
No, there are some that I get.
12-year-old.
Yeah, unleash it. No, but I found out that bussing is a word of 2025, which means something is very good, especially
Yes.
food. That's very handy. Anyway, this has been a very long, small section.
Yeah. To be fair, I'm quite hungry now. I fancy going to like Bussin' Burger or something. I wonder if that exists.
Oh dear, what have I done? What have I done?
What have you done indeed? Shall we move on?
Yes, should we? Should we? Should we move on
I
to...
think we should, because I know your I know what your next topic is going to be, and I am intrigued, I have to say.
You're intrigued, right? Drum roll, please. We can't do a drum roll. Anyway,
I'll add one in. It's fine. Here we go.
You said that last time, and I'm not sure. I had to listen to them through just to check, and there wasn't, and I was slightly disappointed.
I'm waiting to catch you out. You see.
It's catching me out.
Hey, this will be really smooth, right? When I finish talking, you leave it for 3 seconds, and then start talking, and then there'll magically appear a drum roll.
Okay, drum roll. I would like to talk about bucket lists. You are aware with a bucket list, right?
I am, yes.
Yes, bucket list.
I don't have one, I don't think, really. I think I could write one, but I think I probably know enough things that I would put on it, but I have never written one.
A bucket list is a weird thing, because is it something you do when you're... Is it things you want to achieve, or before a certain time, or things you just like to do?
It's things you want to do before you die, isn't it?
Yeah, that's
it's before you kick the bucket. Kicking the bucket, yeah.
Oh yeah, I do remember. That's where it comes from.
Yeah.
Which is why the next bit that I've said bucket list / bingo card, because I like the idea of it being a bingo card.
I am intrigued what you mean by bingo card, but I also want to know what you mean by what you've actually written, which is binge card.
I've not written that.
You wrote binge card.
No, I didn't.
Autocorrect. Binge card.
Actually, anyway, moving on.
How can you make it a bingo card?
Bingo card.
So is that like, I know, like the government call out a number, and when you hit your number, you go, oh, that means I've got to jump out for plane today.
No, a bingo. I don't know.
This idea, to be honest.
I don't know. Like a bingo card is kind of, you got to get a line or a house. So, oh no. Oh, I know what it was. So when we go to events, when I used to go to events, they'd have bingo cards for things that might happen at the event. And I think that's why I thought of a bingo card. You know, you put down things you want to do, and then once you've done it, you stamp it off, and then, you know, you can get a line in like a bingo card format. I don't know why I've called it that. Anyway.
I kind of get what you mean.
At least there's one person. I don't know. Is there anything that you would like to achieve? And by the... Let me start again. You mentioned something to me which made me put this idea down, and it was about starting something new. And I wondered if that was on your bucket list of things to try and do.
Well,
smooth.
Yeah. As I mentioned before, I don't have like a bucket list. I mean, does anyone have a bucket list written down? I mean, I have a lot of notes. I write everything down. I write to-do lists for the next year. I then write one for the next month in more detail. Then I write one for the week in more detail. Then I write one each day in really every second of the day is covered, you know? So I like to be organised.
Does it get pinned up on the fridge?
No, not quite. It's just
Not
a stack of paperwork on my dining room table.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm just kind of a bit. I haven't written a bucket list. Maybe I should. Maybe we all should. I never really understood whether when people say about their bucket list, whether they've just got it in their head, whether they're not really. I mean, if you've got it in your head, then you're not really into it, are you? That's what I think. I think if you're into it and you really mean you want to do a bucket list, you've actually got one like printed off with 50 things on it, and it is on your fridge, and you mark them off as you do them.
Well,
I kind of get the impression. I don't want to be morbid, but I kind of get the impression people think I'm going to do my bucket list when they become ill with something. You know,
yeah.
Like, oh my god, I've only got a year to live. I want to do my bucket list.
I got to get through all these things. Yeah, it's more of a motivation, isn't it?
So. Yeah, I mean, maybe we should. Perhaps we got boring. I believe we've all got really boring over the last 10 years. So maybe we should.
Well, I certainly think that you should have a list. Maybe not so much a written list, but you should have an idea of things that you would like to give a go. You know, if you want to go swimming,
that you would give a go.
Not on the top of my. I don't like the principle behind the name, but yeah, there's probably things I'd like to try and do. You know, without the obvious traveling, which seems to be a big one on everyone's. Which you know. It's fine, but
it does the whole thought, the premise behind a bucket list. It does bring up a thought, because we do quite a lot of things working together on projects, and our career paths are sort of, we've got our own career paths, but some of the stuff we're doing for our career path is intertwined with each other's business. You know, so it does make me wonder whether we should. Actually have a bucket list.
Have a joint bucket list.
Well, yeah, have like a joint business bucket list type thing, but not just business, you know, like maybe there's something in there that's just for us to go and do and enjoy rather than just doing business all the time. Do you know what I mean? Maybe that's a good option. I think that might work.
What, like circling back to a pub?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's an idea, isn't it?
Yeah, we should definitely have our own venue.
A pub. Everyone likes a pub. Why can't you call it a pub?
Well, I don't know. It's just I feel like
a B&B.
If I had a pub, I would. I mean, yeah, it'd be nice to have it as a pub, but I think at the weekends it would have to be a venue, and I think maybe one day in the week it would need to be a venue. You know, like put something big on in there. You know. Not just a pub, not just a restaurant or whatever. I'm not really keen on restaurants, to be honest. I just want pub. Chicken in a basket, maybe some scampi fries. No, not scampi fries, scampi and fries. Anyway, but yeah, I think we probably could come up with a few good things that we could actually do.
Here's something that's, I don't know if it's on my bucket list. Really want to come up with a new word for that. But I'd like
a list of things to do before you die. There we are. I'll come up with a new name for you.
A let's try list. I like it.
Try before you die list.
try before you. Oh dear God. Oh dear.
Nailed it.
Nailed it. Lovely. I would like to do some sort of renovation project. I think.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I'm with you on that.
I don't know why. I think it's because it's, you'll be able to see the progress and do things. Ooh. But yeah, that sounds like an interesting thing to achieve.
Yeah. Yeah. I reckon so.
It could be small, it could be big. Who knows?
But there's so many there's so many of those types of things I'd like to get into, like open up a cafe, and do it from a building that is it used to be a different type of store or whatever, but you turn it into some sort of cafe, and then get it to excuse me, get it to a point where it's just handed over for a manager to run, and you can then move on to your next project. I quite like that. So I think you could probably do something similar to that in the renovation type thing and move along with different projects,
Renovations are quite cool, aren't they?
Yeah, I think so.
Got all sorts. Anyway, that's very... No, I'm editing the list. Not what I wanted to do. All our topics will be in the wrong order. Anyways, where are we going next?
Well, since you've messed up a little bit here,
we will be with you soon.
gathering
thrilling.
Which is what the noise is. That's Elliot thinking.
Grind. The cogs are grinding here.
Yeah. Would you like some oil?
I don't know. Maybe not.
I've got some oil. It's called wine.
Oh no, not. Is this the second podcast that you're drinking wine on?
No, it's not the second.
Swiftly moving on. We've had a little bit of a chat. We always have had a little bit of a chat, but we had a little bit of a chat about this exact podcast. Not necessarily this exact one, but the whole concept overall. And we've come to a little bit of a decision, haven't we?
We have.
I have completely knocked you off, haven't I?
No. We have had a chat about this, and we sort of come up with a decision. But there is also more, so I'm going to let you carry on, and then I'm going to deliver my more package at the end and see what you think. Continue.
Is this like an added extra package?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. Okay. Great. How am I going to carry on this then? Anyway, yes, so we have had a little bit of a think, and we're thinking about kind of restructuring how we do this. It's still going to be kind of the same sort of thing and whatnot. We're just going to put a little bit more, hopefully a little bit more structure in it, which is why I'm reading my bullet point list of notes, just to try and keep this a little bit more professional and whatnot.
And so we know where we're going and what we're talking about.
Yeah, so we know what we're doing, and it's not just a rambling podcast. That's something I wanted to do.
Rambling podcast. I think we've nailed that.
Thank you. I wanted to change the term podcast into discussional chat. Maybe not that.
Would look brilliant on Apple. I think. What did you call it?
Discussional chat.
Okay, so we're gonna listen to this on Apple Discussional Chats app. Yeah.
No, I don't. I just
Why call it podcast when you can call it Apple?
Right.
Revolutionize the word podcast. That's not what you meant, is it?
No,
really
no. I have a feeling that it's more of a not a chat show, but a discussional chat.
Yes, it is really. It's
I don't know what the definition of a podcast is, so maybe that is exactly what it is. But
do you know what, the podcast itself? I mean, people take on like their own identities with it. They take on their own perspective, and a podcast can be so many things, can't it? And I think in our case, it is just two people that know each other, that work together, that can just have a chat, and generally we'll have a conversation because we're working on a video or a piece of music or whatever it is, and we're only mean to be on the phone for like half an hour and sort this problem out, and it's sort of 3 hours later and we're just chatting absolute gibberish, which 9 times out of 10 would make a really good podcast. So I think that's why we
nine
podcast route, wasn't it?
9 times out of 10, it's a potentially an interesting topic, but just very long-winded and whatnot. So condense that down, put a little bit of structure in it, and that's what people call a podcast, apparently.
Yes.
So not knocking it, but we're trying things. We're trying things. Anyway, I've lost.
If you like it, you'll listen. If you don't like it, then don't listen. It's quite simple, really.
I feel like
honesty.
I feel like we've annoyed. I've annoyed the Americans, and then you annoyed everyone else.
Yes, essentially, that's pretty much how it will work most of the time. I think, to be honest, on our podcast.
Please, if you're still listening, thank you. Which actually brings me to a point that I have written down here. I checked some of our stats for the podcast. And did you actually know people are listening to this on multiple different platforms?
Oh.
Yes. I think as of this recording, we have double digits, in the range of about the 20s, which is, pretty good for,
episode number 6.
Episode number 6, and people don't have a clue who we are. Thank you.
Well, thanks for listening, you 20-something people. Hope I haven't offended you too much. If I have, then oh well. You're still listening, so you clearly like being offended. It's all good.
No, we just don't have any media training. We need to get some media training. Okay.
Media training?
Yes, that is an actual thing.
Then you don't become a person, and I like being a person.
I'm not sure you become a puppet. No. Anyway, some of the other facts are we are listened in 3 different countries. One of them being the UK. Then we are also in the US, which is why when I said that thing, I was slightly worried because I think that is our biggest demographic, about 50%.
Oh,
yeah, I know, about 11 people. And how is your French?
How is my French?
Yes.
9. Oh no, it's German.
That's German.
we got any German fans. French.
No, we don't.
Let me try this. This will be interesting, won't it? Let me see.
Oh dear.
Is it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? Is that 10?
I think that's 10 in some order, I think. Yes.
and probably not pronounced anywhere near properly.
No, I'm probably going to get slaughtered by them, but that's fine.
I did start learning some French. I thought I probably should start learning another language. I only know English, and I'm pretty terrible with English language, to be honest.
Well, in case the English people decide that they don't want to speak to you in English.
Well, no, I don't know. I kind of feel, like people go abroad and they just don't even bother to speak the language.
Right, yes.
I want to go abroad, but I've always not wanted to go abroad because I don't want to go abroad and not speak any of their language. I want to be able to try and get by, or at least make an effort in their country. So it would really bug me if people came over to this country not speaking a word of English, and I'm an English person trying to understand what they're going on at, and I'd lose interest. I can't be bothered with you. So I don't want people to not be bothered with me when I go abroad. So I'd rather try and learn some different languages. So I thought I'd start with French because I learnt a bit at school, albeit quite a long time ago. But so yeah, I thought I'd try French again.
I'm pretty sure there's a larger proportion of people that speak French than English.
Really?
I think so.
Okay.
I think it's spoken in more countries than it is in English.
So I am under the impression that if you are able to speak Spanish and English,
that's a good one.
Then you're able to speak not fluently, but you're able to speak and be understood quite a lot in many, many countries, because people's languages are sort of derived from other languages. So you can sort of get by on a lot of Spanish and English. That's what I'm under the impression of from what I've read. I don't know how true that is, but yeah.
The most spoken language in the world is Mandarin. Then it's followed by Spanish.
Mandarin, is that like Chinese-y sort of language?
Yeah, but I think it's a certain form of Chinese. I think there is Chinese and then there's Mandarin. I might have been slightly wrong. Seems to be English is the third most spoken language. So where's French then?
I have a feature for the podcast.
Oh no, I'm clicking random buttons. That's just not a good idea.
I reckon, right, for a feature for the podcast, what we should do every week is like learn a sentence in a language. Like we should start with like French, and then you learn a sentence, I learn a sentence, and then we swap our sentences so we both learn the same sentences, and I think that'll be good. It would definitely give the listeners something to laugh at.
Here is some important information. Did you know that Chinese Mandarin is primarily spoken in China, Spanish is primarily spoken in Spain, and English is primarily spoken in the United Kingdom? Why did I need to know that information?
But hold on a minute, because the United Kingdom is a lot smaller than the US, and the US speak English.
They speak their own dialects because you got English and then you got American English. Then you got other forms of English as well.
Oh, okay.
It all comes from the original.
Yeah, because I'm now sat here thinking like of the Aussies and the New Zealanders. I don't know, what are they? New Zealands.
Yeah,
just offended another country. Yeah, they all speak English. I'm sat here thinking, well, surely that's a lot of people that speak English.
Yeah, but it's their own version, isn't it?
Oh, okay.
It pretty much the same, but there's some other bits and accents and whatnot. I would like to apologize and say that French, it might be the 13th most spoken language.
Okay.
I didn't realize it was that low. I thought more people did. I thought it was a more.
I have to say, actually, I do
well-versed
remember.
one.
I do remember something from the school, which is quite impressive. I remember something from school. I do remember them saying something like, you want to learn French because it's like a widely spoken language and it'd be really helpful for you. But clearly it's not. But maybe they were just saying that because it's like one of the easier languages to learn or something. I'm not sure.
Or if you were to learn a language, Spanish is more than English.
Yeah, I did think about Spanish before I went French, to be fair, but I thought Spanish would be quite helpful for multiple countries as well. So, but I don't know. Hey, I'll just go to English-speaking countries. That'll work because then I understand and they'll understand me, and I've made the effort.
Yeah. Except for the fact
I'll just say sidewalk instead of pavement.
Oh,
walk
dear
sideways.
God. Oh dear! Don't do a jaywalk.
What is a jaywalk? I thought,
you don't know what jaywalking is.
I do know what jaywalking is, but it sounds like a bird because I'm used to like the blue jay and stuff. Like, is that where it's come from? Like a jaywalk because the blue jays just walk across the road and don't care?
No, I have got no clue where it comes from.
No,
not a clue.
Probably find out.
Yeah, I've mentioned that we're going to structure this more and everything, and we're talking about things that we've not fact checked.
But
that's the nature of this. We just kind of we just kind of go off and we kind of have weird thoughts along the way and end up in places we didn't know.
Talking about Blue Jays in America.
Blue Jays in America. We had a
Blue Jays in America. That does sound like a film title, doesn't it?
A film, yeah, or a song. I don't know.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Oh yeah, song title. Yeah,
song title.
I'll use
Very
that.
Nice.
My next release would be called Blue Jays in America.
just to really irritate everyone, it's red.
Speaking of new releases, did you hear my new release today?
No.
It's out. You terrible.
I know that. I thought something was coming out. I haven't seen. No, because I did check, but I haven't checked from earlier. So I think it comes out not at midnight. I think it comes out a little bit later because of all the distributing, because it holds it and whatnot. But anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I listened to it about 11 o'clock, but we were discussing.
We are well off topic.
Yeah, we were discussing, like the sort of the structure and everything we're planning for the podcast, weren't we? So we've got changes coming, and yes, I think things are happening, which is good. Progression is happening, but I also had a bit of a thought on this path. I don't know whether you want to hear my thoughts.
Sounds like a very scary thing, but okay.
I know it was. I didn't really. That wasn't informative enough for you to give an honest answer, was it? Really?
No, but I've heard enough of them that I know that it could be a bit weird.
Yeah, we do weird. It's fine. Right. So obviously we're doing this podcast and we're working on projects together. Blah 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 blah. And I've had this idea, and I'm doing it. I'm 100% doing this. I've already started some bits, and I'm going for it. And I think you should do the same. So, I am known as Filthy Reflection, yeah? And I'm currently producing a website for it and everything, and that's all good. And I'm trying to get myself back out there as a DJ because I haven't done it for a few years. And I want to work in some bars, some clubs, and I kind of want to do like the mobile events DJing thing, but I want to do it my way. I want people to know what music I play, and they book me for that reason. I don't want to turn up and have to play Aga Bloody Do. So I kind of got that all wrapped into my artist name because I just feel like these days we've discussed this in other podcast episodes, but these days you're not just going to make money from streaming music. It's never going to happen. It's nice to release music and stuff, and if it one day makes it, it makes it. But you have to subsidize it, clearly. Supplement it in some form or fashion. So the DJing side would be really good. And I kind of thought it might be nice to do my own podcast, just an audio like we're doing now, and it's sort of like 15 minutes per podcast, real short podcast with some tips and sort of tricks and like small tutorials, and then back those up with like a YouTube channel with the small tutorials so that you can sort of hear me and then go over and see more in-depth stuff on YouTube and whatnot. For like the DJing side and maybe some production stuff, and starting right from the beginning, like opening up your door for the first time if you've never opened up Ableton or whatever. So yeah, I thought about doing that, and I'm putting it into action. And I really feel that we should both get on this, because you've got so much that you could show people, teach people from the production side of things. But you've also got like the video stuff that you do as well, and there is quite a lot of things we do that we both do that we can actually help others with, and I think we should probably do more with that, not just on this podcast and stuff that we do together, but as an individual. I'm gonna eat another milk bottle while you I can't think what the word is. While you take all that in,
whilst I ponder
blown
it.
your mind.
No, because I've heard this before, which is going to burst your bubble. That's okay.
Was I sleeping when I spoke about this?
I don't think so.
I say that like you're led next to me or something, and I was just been sleep talking.
I'm taking this.
You heard me from all the other side of the country. Well done.
Yeah.
You've got some good hearing.
Yeah, we've got these like special kind of cups and strings and things. Yeah.
Got some good ear glasses, is that it?
Ear glasses. Yes. I feel like this is going down the kind of tutorial route sort of area.
A little bit.
Yes, there are good things for that, and there are some kind of reservations. So, yeah, I don't know what sort of answer I can give you, to be honest.
Okay. Well, I thought I'd throw the idea out there. Something
You're just throwing the idea out there. That's very nice. Very nice. I'll ponder that a little bit more. Anyways, this is quite a long podcast, I think. My laptop works. There we go. I have completely lost train of thought now.
47 minutes.
47 minutes. 47 minutes. 47 minutes.
It'll be 48 if you keep saying 47 minutes. Are you waiting for the 48th minute?
No, I was like, honestly, I was looking at it going 30. It's like, yes, we're going to finish on time. And it's like, we've just gone elongated. And it's just like, oh dear. I wanted this to be a shorter podcast, and I'm just going to accept it, I think.
How many times can I tell you, you can't control me?
You enjoy saying that, didn't you?
I just waffle until I'm finished, and if it goes over 30 minutes, it goes over 30 minutes, and I can sit there enjoying that fact, knowing that Elliot is pulling his hair out because it's gone over 30 minutes. What are friends for?
Thanks for listening. feel free to leave a comment of any suggestions that you'd like us to mention on YouTube or Instagram under I'm Lost Podcast. You can also find us, right, this is the weird bit. You can also find us on all the different streaming platforms, which is probably what you're listening to us on, so you probably already found it. So that piece of information is completely useless to anyone.
Yes, that's good. I like that.
Unless this is included within the promotional clip for this episode. Then
now you're
it
gonna have to
might.
put it in.
Yeah, I might do. I might not. Who knows?
Yeah. It might come with some sound effects too.
Boing.
Anyway, in the next podcast, we're going to talk about the summer vibes.
Samurais.
Summer vibes.
Oh, summer. Oh, yes, summer.
Not a German W. No, that doesn't work, does it?
Oh, I am very lost. So with that, it's bye from me.
And see you in the next podcast.
Hello from you. Bye.
Bye-bye.